It's Tuesday morning, mid-May 2021. This past weekend we drove 6 hours south from Taos, New Mexico to Carlsbad, New Mexico. This week, instead of taking the Revel into the backcountry, we stopped at Carlsbad Campground. It's a very barren landscape out here at 3,000 feet in altitude and not much vegetation to offer protection from the sun. It's supposed to be in the 90s Fahrenheit. I figured this week would be a good week to actually use the Revel's 30 amp hookup. That way we can use the air conditioner and Shannon can do her work in comfort and Finegan won't be too hot. It's a really nice campground. It's one of those RV campgrounds that's within the city limits. The people are extremely friendly, it's fenced in, and there's a lot of amenities. I'm going to loop back to the Revel on Thursday. But this morning, I left the campground and went on a grocery run, restocked on provisions. Oh, somehow I have to make this fit. I will figure it out. Went to the gas station, topped off the fuel tanks in the Jeep, and now I'm out exploring the New Mexican backcountry outside of Carlsbad. I was looking at Gaia GPS and decided to investigate the BLM land west of Carlsbad, north of Carlsbad Caverns National Monument. And if I continue to the west a little bit farther, I'll get to Lincoln National Forest. So without further ado, I'm going to air down, head out, and see what adventures we can find. Beautiful canyon. The walls are jagged, but the floor of the canyon is carpeted with this bed of white river rocks, which the track crosses from time to time. The track terminated at a private gate after 6 miles. I saw the parcel of private lands coming up on Gaia GPS, but I just hoped that it would travel through. Not a problem, because 3 miles back there was another offshoot to explore. It's 3 p.m. and I've got my eyes open for a nice campsite. While this desert is beautiful, it's very exposed, and I'd like some relief from the sun if I can find it. This track is great and it seems to keep going, so I'm going to continue to push west and make my way toward Lincoln National Forest. I'm pretty sure from my last visit that Lincoln National Forest is at a higher elevation, a little bit cooler, and has some nice camping opportunities. I'm in a grassy clearing at the end of a forest road looking for a place to camp. But it's not going to be here tonight because it's a watering hole for cattle. But I just had to stop here because it's an amazing overlook with incredible views to the east and to the north. It is 8 p.m. and I got a decent campsite tonight with a view that is similar to the overlook that I found earlier. It's at the end of a forest road track, maybe a mile or two from pavement. There's some vegetation, not a lot, but there's a nice stone fire ring and excellent cell service. I'm enjoying some fudge that I picked up in Red River last week. This is not my dinner. I had one of those salads that I picked up at the grocery store today, off camera when I got to camp. Cookies and cream. Wednesday morning in Lincoln National Forest. I'd like to find another campsite a little bit earlier today. Settle in a little bit. I got hamburger patties, so I'd like to make burgers. A campfire is out of the question, however. I do believe there is a fire restriction in the area. Really cool dispersed campsite at the bottom of the canyon, right next to this cliff. There's a big cavity in the side of the cliff, and it looks climbable, but maybe not in Chacos. And it's probably filled with rattlesnakes and honey badgers. So I am just going to abstain and not demonstrate poor judgment on the internet. The track down at the bottom of this canyon is lovely and it's a lot of fun. There are a couple decent dispersed campsites with fire rings, and it's a tad bit technical. So if you come down here, you're going to want a fairly compact and leggy four-wheel drive vehicle. Every place that I go now, I ask myself, can the Revel make it? And in this case, no. One thing that I really hate to do is say, yes, a certain vehicle can make it, or no, a certain vehicle can't make it. More often than not, you'd be surprised what any stock vehicle is capable of in the hands of a driver who is familiar with that vehicle. I am quite comfortable squeezing RNG down questionable tracks, but as far as the Winnebago goes, I'm still making payments on it for the next 20 years. Today has been quite the overland route. I probably traveled about a little over a dozen miles from pavement to this campsite that I found. And the campsite, I got there around 1 p.m. and I was like, this is it. This is perfect. I need to spend the night here. So I promptly settled in for the rest of the day, and I don't have any regrets because, as you can see, this place is serene. Now I feel very, very, very remote. I don't have cell service, and like I said, it took a dozen miles to get here. I did not, however, explore the track beyond the campsite. I'm going to do that tomorrow, and I have no idea what I'm going to encounter. I was looking at Gaia GPS, and it looks like the track goes on for another 2 miles and then intersects with a county road. Now, I don't know if that road is going to be paved or unpaved or what, but I have not seen a soul back here. That campsite was an absolute treasure. Certainly one to keep on file. This is just a quiet and peaceful setting. I made it to the county road just 2 miles beyond camp, and it appears to be a well-groomed dirt road. It's not exactly smooth or high traffic, but it is a wide dirt road suitable for any type of vehicle. Another really nice campsite. Except for the rattlesnake over there, it's almost perfect. But still a really nice place to settle in for a night or two with some tall pines and shelter from the rocks. I love these Forest Service observation towers, especially the ones that are open and you're actually able to ascend to the top. You usually can't go into the cabin though, and that's quite alright because just the topmost flight of stairs offers almost as good a view. We are at 7,000 feet on Guadalupe Ridge, looking over the Guadalupe Mountains and Texas to the south, Lincoln National Forest to the north. It is 10:30 a.m. on Thursday morning, and Thursdays are turning into pretty much a date night for Shannon and I. That said, I have a lot of ground to cover today, so I'm going to get back in Orangey and start making my way back to the campground in Carlsbad.
Welcome home.
Thank you. Good neighbors. It is hot out in the city of Carlsbad. I mean, it is really hot. We might have been better off parking the Revel in the mountains in Lincoln National Forest, but we weren't sure about cell service, so we opted to stay in town. I'm freshly showered with clean clothes, and I'm ready to go on our date tonight. So I'm going to call that a wrap for the week. I hope you all enjoyed this week's adventure. My biggest takeaway from the week is how verdant and diverse southern New Mexico is in Lincoln National Forest. The network of 2 tracks in the area are sprawling, and they're very primitive and will put your 4-wheel drive system to work. Next week, well actually probably for the next few weeks, my videos will be a little bit different from the normal routine. That is because we have some places that we need to be. We're going to be visiting family, and also my son Cole is graduating from high school in early June, so I need to make tracks back east. And also, I have an appointment for the Winnebago Revel at OK 4-Wheel Drive in New Jersey to get a suspension installed. A rip kit by Agile Off-Road. As usual, thanks for following along, and I will catch up with you again next week.